Hey, what's going on YouTube? Garnett here. A couple years ago, after stumbling upon a local Mac guy, I decided to do a video haul of what I picked up from our local Mac guy. And as you can imagine, somewhere around 4 years later, your boy came across that same Mac guy going out of business. So naturally, I had to do a going out of business haul. So today we're gonna check out what $500 got me, or roughly $500 got me, from the going out of business Mac guy. So stay tuned. So the first thing up is these two Garnett-Tools drivers, which they're actually, one of them is a hose plucker. I thought they were both hose pluckers, but turns out one of them is a cotter pin remover. So this one, the SP29CR, is the cotter pin remover because it has this, you know, sort of swiveled end on it where you can just stick it into a cotter pin and pull out. Now, hopefully, now as you can see, there is a little bit of an issue because inevitably with pulling tools, right, when you have something you have to pull on, you kind of don't want it to be the insertion style. Like if they have inserted this into there in the first place, that means I could just simply, if something's strong enough, I'll pull the whole shaft out of the handle. Hopefully that doesn't happen with this one. But the other one actually is a hose plucker, and it is the PSL25CR. Yeah, but this is something I needed because when you're removing those hoses, I thought, I have a set of PB Swiss versions of this, and I thought like, hey, those would do me well and do everything I needed them to. But there are certain situations where you get into there and you can't like get around whatever hose. The more of these, you know what I'm saying, now I'm in the mindset of the more of these you have, the better, because it just enables you to get around that hose wherever it may be. Cotter pin, I don't know if I'll even use this all that much, but yeah, we'll see. I think, and these are going to be guesstimation prices. I think the total I end up paying a Mac guy was like $480. So I think, and that was actually $500, a little over 500, like 505 or something like that, but 504. But I think these were, he did like $12 a piece, I want to say, on those. I'll put the retail prices up there so you can kind of see how I did. Next up is this set of ES134. Now, I think he charged me somewhere around $20-something for these. Now, this is a set of test leads. You always need a new set of these because after a while, you know, especially in doing what I'm doing, they tend to, the cables themselves tend to get beat up. And specifically, I always burn them on like exhaust. Since a forklift is so small and you're in such a tight area and everything is like right there, I end up inevitably burning these on exhaust all the time. So you always need a new set. And this set is very different because it includes a fused power lead. So this will be great to test loaded circuits where if you want to blow this fuse first, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to whatever you're testing. It's probably really good for that. But like I said, you always need a set of these. Yeah, relatively decent, not the best of qualities. This, yes, comes off. Yeah, I wouldn't say these are the best of qualities, but ES, or Electronic Specialties, is kind of a reputable brand. But yeah, he said of the things he sold on his truck, the speaker and radio installers always love these because you can always replace your fuse if you did something wrong instead of, you know, an expensive electronic part. But that is that. And we're going to do these two together. Now, these are the beloved anti-vibe Garnett-Tools hammers. Now, what's inside these handles, from what I'm told, is like a tuning fork. So you have two little rods that come through, and that's what makes them so great. But these were around $32-ish a piece. He charged me. So the first one is going to be a BH12AV. That's the 12-ounce ball peen. Look, notice how they spell peen. And this is the 2-pound drilling hammer, DH192AV. So yeah, this one's a little shorter than the other one. Both of them have, you know, quite a great finish on them. Somewhat to the liking of like what S-Wing does, and maybe, you know, this is made by them, but I'm not sure. But like, this is pretty close to what S-Wing puts on. Like, it's like a hammer, but it's clear coated all the way around it, so it feels pretty nice. Obviously, you're gonna wear that off of there, but nice anti-vab embossing on one end, and yeah. Rubber overmolded on a plastic body there. But yeah, these things, $30-something a piece, I think. Pretty good, I think, on those. Really quick, I needed a mirror. So this is the MHTE2. Now, I need one bigger than this, but this was sitting there, and obviously I had to pick it up. I think this was around $8. Pretty big extension range on it, actually, if you can see there. But yeah, inevitably this will just sit there till I need it. It's a mirror. Not much more to say about that. Now, this is something I already had. So I had I have the snap-on version of this same tool. Or is it? No, I have the Lang version of this same tool. And Snap-on makes a Snap-on version of the same tool, made by Lang as well. But this one is quite a bit nicer because it features raised lettering. The Lang one is just screen printed on there. The handle's not clear, and I think the shaft here is completely chromed on the Lang one. But this one is pretty decent. These are my favorite style of spark plug gap tools. It's going to be a product number FG4450. I think that's a 0. The product number as well as the Mac logo is embossed there. You can hear that. But yeah, inevitably this gets worn out and you need one, another one. So I just put the shiny chrome one at home, and I'll put this in the work truck. So I'm going to need this for this next one. But it is the ST300 mini torch. Now, stick with me, and we're going to have to go through this one right now. So it's like a little portable torch. Now, I got this kind of put in my electric bag, just so I have one of these kind of handy. So what you're supposed to do is, yeah, it's just a lighter in the inside there. And we'll see if it works. Hopefully I'm supposed to fill it with butane, but we'll see here. Okay, now you can see that's pretty much how far it fills. Set that back down there. It's nice because it has a little vent port if this ever blows off or whatever. You just look at that. I don't know if you can see that well, but nice little mini torch flame. Something that's not too powerful. It can just, you know what I'm saying, you can just stash somewhere. And, you know what I'm saying, it's not that big of a whatever. But yeah, I thought that was pretty decent. I don't even recall how much he charged me for this. But again, it's the ST300 mini torch. Nobody locking on though. It's a little disappointing, but it's really of the tiniest little one of these, aside from, you know, going and picking up one of these yourself, like a, I don't know, like a stainless steel version of this mini whatever. But yeah, it's decent enough to be in the bag here. And that's that. So, now this is definitely the big item on the list is these two items. And for the record, this is something I definitely needed. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the thing I had instead of it. Yeah, so this is what I'm replacing with this. But we'll open that in a second. But this is the Garnett-Tools SBD R12-1. This is the SBD R121 RBRT 121 piece RBRT multi-bit set. Now, this is a pretty special set, if I do say so myself. So, it's your standard ratcheting bit set. And, of course, you get your ratcheting screwdriver, which turn it that way is off, turn it that way is on. You unscrew the top here, and you can actually hold 5, 6, 7 bits, plus whatever you can fit down in there. If you wanted to put loose bits in there as well, you could. I wouldn't do that, but yeah, nice, kind of decent bit storage. I don't like that it unscrews. I wish it just popped out. But like, this was missing. So Phillips Head 2, Phillips 3, a wing or a slotted driver, flat. I'm gonna call it flat. Whoever gets mad at that, whatever, don't care. Flat bit 3. And some of these are the duplicates. So if you take a look at what's in here, this is quite the extensive set. So this is RBRT, all of it that is most, or I think everything that is like this plated, I don't know if it's nickel or it looks like it's nickel or chrome vanadium, but everything that is an RBRT bit. So this is quite the set. Quite the set. Missing 4 things because it's missing that bit adapter here, that one, which who cares about a 3mm? You can use one of those. And Phillips 2 and 3, which I can replace those with whatever, and I will, you know, here in a second. But the one thing I don't like about this kit is that it includes this. This is kind of useless to me. If it had included the ratcheting one, which you can also see that it maybe provides that provision to maybe they could include the ratcheting version of this, but they don't. It would have been a lot nicer to include the ratcheting version, but these quick chucks, I mean, if you're pulling out your screwdriver, your cordless screwdriver with these, then yeah, sure, maybe include this one, but I don't really see why you need, I mean, I guess if you want to put sockets on your ratcheting screwdriver, you could pull this out and kind of use it as a socketed driver, but like, I don't know that I would ever do that. You know, you kind of have your dedicated kits, you know, that come with things like that. You have your, you know what I'm saying, if you're gonna use a socket, you're gonna want to ratchet in most cases. But the reason I picked this up is to replace this, which was the Harbor Freight version of this same kit. Well, not the same kit, but like a similar kit. So similarly, it includes metric sizes of these things, and you know what I can actually do is take the 3 to make this a complete kit. Blam, plop that down in the 3. Then you need a Phillips 2. Plop that down in a Phillips 2 and a Phillips 3, and that's a complete set. The only thing you would be missing, or I would be missing, is that bit adapter, which he says is like this, but it's got this end on it, but it's small, I guess. I don't know why you want some of these things, but maybe it's a socket version of this, to where you can drive this with a ratchet. You could drive like a bit holder. Maybe that's what that's supposed to go there, which would be useful. But again, that's something that should be included in this kit, but in all fairness, it's not. So maybe they did do a good idea about including it in a kit like this, but I have more of those elsewhere. I really like that at the end here, it's angled. So like every other row, these rows are like straight up, pointing straight up out of the case. And this back row is angled, so you can actually get your finger in there and pull each one of them out. That's a nice addition to a kit like this. And here's the point where I tell you what it cost me. There's also these pins where you can remove these pins and like put this in display in your toolbox. It's really nice. Original cost, he says, around for this thing was like 500 bucks. And he got it down to roughly 300 for me. So that is a nice kit, I would say, because it does include that RBRT functionality that makes it a little more valuable. So I am going to put this kit in the van, leave this kit at home, and we're going to run it like that. And that's it for the SBDR 121 RBRT multi-bit set. Now, this is the final item we're going to look at. This is the SXH7 RBRT 7-piece 3H drive SAE RBRT bit set, socket set, whatever you call it. They call it an advanced hex driver set. So what this is you get, the lowest size here is a 1/8 inch all the way up to 3/8 inch, and they are all RBRT hex. Remember that. These are hex, even though they look the way they are, they're hex. And this is a pretty decent set. Now, you know, and of course the set itself is made in Taiwan. Yeah, made in Taiwan. And when you get into like some of the cheaper sets, a lot of brands like don't really care about the quality that comes of that set that's Taiwanese made. But this looks a lot like my Proto set of sockets, my Proto Torx, and in that, you know, the socket features are pretty much exactly the same. Maybe the chrome is like slightly better on my Proto set, but it's definitely not nothing I would scoff at as, you know what I'm saying, being that much different. You have engraved, actual engraved markings in the tool, and these are the 70mm in length sockets. So these are definitely going in the van and come on the rail already ready to go, ready to set down in your box, or, you know, with the rest of your sockets. But like that's it, guys. $500. Let's gather everything up and let's get a full-blown shot of everything. Let's make sure I can get it all in here. So that. This stuff, and these two things, and this. So what do you guys think? Turn this light back on. So that is everything. That's everything I picked up from the Going Out of Business Mac guy, and this is the Going Out of Business Mac haul. So what did I get? I think I got a decent amount of stuff for the amount of money I paid. Looking at it all, this stuff he said would have retailed around $800. But here is the entirety. That's it. That's the entirety of the Going Out of Business Mac Tools haul. Now, the guy had a lot more stuff. Some stuff I didn't want or need, but he had a ton more stuff. So I could have gone a lot farther down the tool truck rabbit hole if I wanted to. But now that we're here, we're done. I could take all this stuff and put it in the van where it belongs. So I'm gonna get after doing that, and you guys let me know in the comments below what you think of the haul. Did I do good? Did I do bad? Did I get beat over the head, or did your boy make out like a bandit? Let me know in the comments down below.